Hello, guys. What's up? Yes, you see the car setting, so you know that my time in Miami is over. Hello. Y'all still see my little suntan? Little remnants. I was sexy brown in Miami the last time I came live. Yes. Big shout out to the African Superstar family, guys. It's Gina Ifowe, the one and only African Superstar. Make sure when you come in the room, you like the stream. We are remonetized, so please do support our content. Current events, we have an upcoming tour in October. I would love to see some of the African Superstar family join us. Please head over to www.tayeahuru.com to book your spot today and view our full itinerary. Also, my most recent music release is called Sunday Born. It's out streaming everywhere. You can purchase my entire musical discography at bandcamp.com. That's BANDCAMP.com. Now, jumping into the topic, I got an unpopular opinions for you. And this goes out to everybody who has an Africa plan, everybody who is enacting their Africa plan. This is just the truth of the matter. I could tell you so many stories, and I will touch on several stories from me and my peers, what we encounter, what I've been experiencing a bit in the States, various things about they really, really, really want us to fail in Africa. 100%. You know, there is an anti-Black, anti-African movement, even among other diasporans, Black Americans, you know, that have this negative connotation of Africa. A lot of them have never been to Africa. A lot of them have never even traveled beyond the US. They don't want us to win. If we experience failures, it's like, ha ha ha, I told you so. People with these failed relationships, failed businesses, having to prematurely return back to the West, running out of money. You know, the list goes on. There are people ready to tell you, yeah, I told you so. That's why you can't make it happen. And so basically my message to my peers that have Africa plans, are in the middle of your African plan, planning it, living it, walking it out, don't give them the satisfaction. Hello. Don't give them the satisfaction of watching you fail. Make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's and be on your P's and Q's, because trust me, a lot of people out here want to see us fail in Africa. Yes, they do. So recently, a close friend of mine got in touch with me and let me know that there are some of these ADOS members, these foundational Black, Black American people, that made a scathing video regarding relationships with continental Africans and how Black American women are basically going over to Africa and, getting men in poverty, getting village men and all this kind of stuff. And, put their images in their video and all this kind of stuff. So my girlfriend called me and was like, this doesn't even pertain, like, this isn't even my situation, and I said to her, I said, this is evidence, people are watching us, those of us, big shout out to Afro Millennial Mama, representing, it's good to see you, baby. They are watching our every move, especially those of us that are content creators or social media personalities. They are literally watching our every move, waiting for a slip up so that they can be like, aha, yeah, I told you. These are the same type of platforms that any negative thing that happens in Africa, they can't wait to jump on it. These are the platforms that were covering, the scams in Africa, the murders in Gambia, and, any negative thing about the continent, they are out there projecting it. My advice, again, to my peers that are out here, make sure that you are on it, okay? You represent for a lot of people when you're out here promoting the continent, when you're out here promoting Black love, when you're out here promoting pan-africanism, okay? When you're a leader, when you're out in the public eye, you're out in the forefront, You represent for a lot of people, and you should take it seriously. I know we live in a day and age where nobody wants to be accountable. Nobody wants to be a leader. Nobody wants to go out in front. Nobody has courage. But I really, really want to promote those of you that have the tenacity to do it well. You know, I know, man, I tell you what, I've seen the sentiment a little bit when I do these clickbait kind of videos about, oh, I'm struggling. I'm homeless. I gotta leave Ghana. Boy, they come out the woodwork. They want to hear a sob story. They want to see me getting messed up. Oh, how they would love it if I became a victim of a romance scam. Oh, hello. But guess what? I don't give them that satisfaction. You know, when you are doing things that other people don't have the heart to do, guys, you really, really, really need to watch your back. You need to make sure that you plan and be strategic. SMP. Big shout out to Alex in the room. He said SMP. That is our mission statement of the platform. Strategy, maturity, and patience. That's how you operate. That's how you stay ahead of the game. That's how you stay a step ahead. Because you know that a lot is on the line for you. And you don't have to be afraid about the fact that a lot is on the line when you are official. You know, when you don't have skeletons in your closet, you're not scamming, you're legit, you stand on what you say and you live out your word and all that stuff. You know, the truth is, guys, a lot of people want us to fail. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. It becomes a validation for all the negative things they have, their thoughts or whatever about Africa. When those of us fail, they can say what they want to say. Oh, I knew it wasn't going to work out. I told y'all they don't like Black Americans in Africa. You know, you've heard all the Black Americans, the ADOS, the FBA. Yeah, I know you guys are probably watching my channel. I'm calling you out. We know that you are just so disgruntled with many diasporans that have ventured onto the continent. We know that. Unfortunately, you should want the best for members of your community, whatever they decide to do. And matter of fact, if you were really progressive, you would be focused on your efforts here in America, here in England. You wouldn't be worried about what people are doing on the continent because you would have your own initiatives and your own agenda that will be taking up your attention. You know, you rarely see a Pan-African platform talking about the FBA and the ADOS and what they're doing and Tariq Nasheed and all, because we have stuff going on in the continent that's occupying our time. Big shout outs. Afro Millennial Mama says, it be your friends back home texting you news stories from countries you ain't even in. They're always sneak dissing. I know since I've been here in the US on holidays, I get text messages, I get Facebooks, and they're like, oh my gosh, so you're back in America? How long are you staying in America? What happened in Ghana? Or is everything okay? Listen, I've been living in Ghana for 4 good years now. All right. If I was in struggle life, I don't think I could hang on that long. I'm actually here on holidays. I travel all the time. You know, I travel to Europe, I travel to the US. That's part of my lifestyle. That's actually been my lifestyle since before I left the US, during my time in the UK, and during my time in Ghana. I'm still operating the same. But I know that when they say those things, it's because they really want me to have failed, me to have messed up and have to say, yeah, I'm back in the US because I gotta. Now, you know, I do recognize sometimes you gotta go back to the drawing board. Moving to Ghana is not an easy thing. Moving to Africa is not an easy thing, you know? And it does require, you know, especially depending on what the things you're trying to achieve, you may have to go back to the drawing board. You may have to, you know, come and spend a significant amount of time. You know, for me, I mean, not that it's really anybody's business, but I had a death in the family, okay? And my little sister expressed to me that she misses having me around and misses spending quality time with me. So whereas I would normally be in England for my spring, summer holidays, I chose to come to the US. That's what it is. You know what I mean? There's nothing deeper than that. Absolutely, Marine Sam sneak dissing. They always got something to say. And so for those of you guys that have yet to embark, this is just a word to the wise. You got to have the heart to navigate this stuff. They're going to be constantly saying stuff. I have family members that are like, yeah, you're living in a third world country. Why would you move from America to a third world country? And I always rebut them with, who moves from luxury to abject poverty? Use logic. Okay, use logic. Okay, in essence, I'm not stupid. In essence, I'm really progressive because I'm going where the future is going. You know, I'm going where the opportunity is. You know, I'm going where I can have freedom. I'm going where I can have a better quality of life. I'm going where I can be in a tropical environment. Y'all just saw me in Miami. Hello. Background, palm trees, sun shining, nice clothes, relaxed. My mood was just immediately elevated. I'm smart and intelligent enough to know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. But what I'm saying is, those of you guys that have similar agendas, trust me, okay? You got to know, even your besties, even sometimes your siblings, okay? Deep down inside of them, they want to say, I told you so. Okay, they'll start acting funny. They'll start being a little irritable. They'll start doing like what Afro Millennial Mama says, sending you stories of, you know, conflicts in Somalia and, you know, whatever's happening in Ethiopia and Boko Haram in Nigeria. And you're like, yo, I live in South Africa. I live in Ghana. I live in Egypt. I'm not even close to any of those events. You know, the sneak dissing, it's a part of it. And if you're like me, you take all that stuff and you're like, yeah, I'm going to prove my point. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to leave my mark on here. I'm going to do what I set out to do because I know that where I'm going in life and my perspective is correct. It's right. You know, so that's the unpopular opinion. A lot of people want us to fail in Africa. Real talk. Okay. And especially some of those losers that unfortunately they failed to plan. You know, they came to Africa unprepared. They came without money. They got themselves involved in romance scams. I mean, I'm probably doing romance scam videos several times a year currently. And I've been consistently doing such things. Okay. Some people are still getting caught up in these things. Okay. Because in other words, they want it sometimes. They know all the dangers involved, but they don't care. You know, doing things such as conducting land deals online with people you don't know in countries you've never been. I've always stood against that. It's a prime way to get scammed. Okay? Do your due diligence. Be smart. Big shout outs to Fitzroy. He says these critics are a bunch of goat mouth opposition, B1 and S&P. Listen. You know, all I want to say, apart from Michael Jackson, they don't really care about. You need to have the thick skin if you claim to be a pioneer. All right? Because I'm telling you, you're literally going against the grain. You're going against mainstream thinking. You're going against the education you've had, sometimes religion, sometimes, you know, your household, your peers. You're going against a lot of people. And unfortunately, I don't really know if it's human nature, but a lot of people, they don't want to see you thriving. They don't want to see you going further than they are able to go, or they have been. You know, they're going to try to discourage you, and they're going to try to, you know, take shots at you, and they're going to try to insult you. Because why? Because you have the courage to try something new. But you gotta have thick skin, man. So that you can say, you know what, I know that's your opinion. I mean, that's how you feel. Sometimes I don't even respond, to be honest. Some things don't even require a response. Sometimes people are coming from such a position of ignorance, you can't even get into it. And for your own sanity, it's better to just say, you know what, I'm not going to get into that. You know, I always discourage you guys at doing the back and forth online. You know, posting paragraphs and links and, screenshots. It's not necessary. You're not going to convince some people. Let your example be the ultimate, proof of whatever you're saying. Listen, I know I talk about it a lot, but it's relative. I talk about how Ghana is good for me. Ghana is good for me. You can look at my life and see that Ghana is good for me since I made that transition. I don't need to go around and say, hey guys, my big song is Ghana is good for me. I won an award. I performed. I did this. I wrote the lyric. No, I don't need to. All I need to do is live a good life. And that says it all. That says enough. And unfortunately, a lot of people are so focused on the talking aspect of whatever, proving their point, winning the battle, winning the debate, having the last word. Some people are so focused on that they negate the actual substance of what they say. Those of us that are Pan-Africans and we believe, and it has been the truth in our case about how the continent's been a good move for us, a good move for our families, a good, business-wise, romantic. Let your example be the proof. Let the example, if they think that you can't make it, which, I've told you guys several times, people have, boldly stated that I can't make it abroad. I'm going to have to run back to America. What am I going to do in Africa? All this stuff. I got a sugar daddy. They got all kind of excuses, justifications for me to do what I do. Longevity is the antithesis of everything they got to say. Huh? In my Dr. Umar, longevity is the antithesis of whatever they got to say. Huh? They said I went to Ghana for a relationship. They said I had a sugar daddy. They said I couldn't make it. When my YouTube channel went down, they said, oh, you can't afford your life in Africa. You're going to have to move back to America. You're going to have to move back to the UK. Longevity is the antithesis of everything they got to say. To answer your haters, shine, flex, be successful. That's how you do it. Take all the negative things that people want to throw at you and convert it into motivation, convert it into energy, convert it into your reason why, your motivation, and win. And win, severally, win on a consistent basis. That is how you answer all your detractors. It's not for you to be typing online, getting emotional, crying, having debates, doing diss videos on YouTube. Don't rise above. Rise above. Rise above those things, guys. Because at the end of the day, they really, really, really want us to fail. The more energy we're expending on erroneous things, the less energy we're actually putting into what we need to be successful and win out here. And that's actually what haters want to do, actually. Big shout out to the African superstar family. Guys, we got 16 in the chat room, and we have 16 viewing, and we have 3 in the chat room. The math is not mathing. Be on code. Well, who is here? Hello? Hello, be on code. Please. I beg. What a hater really wants to do, what a detractor really wants to do, is siphon your energy, siphon your attention, and misdirect that energy into something that is futile. We see this a lot in mainstream media. It's not a coincidence that usually when there's something significant happening, either politically or environmentally or legislatively, that you'll see something happen with a celebrity. Okay, so celebrity news will come out. Kanye West will do something. Taylor Swift will do something. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, whoever, Future. You see this Future, Drake, Kendrick Lamar beef and all this stuff. Stuff is happening. Significant stuff is really happening, but they come out with the distractions. And that's what haters do. At the end of the day, those of us that have prospects on the continent, that is where all of our energy needs to go. Seriously. You know, we have missed a lot of time. We have been miseducated. We've been putting our energy in the wrong direction for a long time. You know, not necessarily all to a fault of our own. That's how we were groomed. That's how we were brought up. A lot of us were pursuing lifestyles in the West we thought we were going to achieve or whatever. All right. So now that we actually have shifted and decided to do something on the continent, it requires our full attention. It requires our full attention to be successful. Do not let someone who is doing nothing in their life, going nowhere fast, caught up in, the cycle, distract you from your path. Okay. And let me just say this. If you're so smart, big shout out to the African superstar family. If you think you're so smart, let me see a number one. We got 17 of you. So please don't forget to support the stream. Make sure if you like this content, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, like the stream, be active with us in the chat room. Okay. Cause I'm not a, what's the face? I'm not a statue for you to come and watch. Hello. I literally come here to try to motivate you guys and inspire you guys and rejuvenate you on your beaten path. Okay? If you're so smart, okay, the trivia question was, if you're smart, okay, let me see a number one. Some of you guys, don't be shy. Some of you guys are scholars. Some of you guys are intellectual. Some of you, it's evident you're smart. If you are as smart as you profess to be, if you are as smart as you know you are, then let these people meet the fate that they're going to meet. You go ahead and apply the knowledge that you have to your own life. Save yourself, position yourself, maybe capitalize, based on your professional expertise. And I'm telling you, mark it on the wall. Mark it on the wall. Those detractors will come full circle. The day will come when they come and they're eating out of your hand. The day will come when they come and they need your help. They seek your assistance. They need your, professional opinion or whatever. For those of us venturing on to Africa, it always leads to, oh, I'm planning my trip. Can you help me with my visa? Can you tell me where to book a hotel? Well, what is there to do in Accra? Well, where should I take my first vacation? Well, how much money should I take when I want to move to Africa? Hello. Shout outs to all my content creators in Africa. Make sure you charge them for that information, friend. Make sure you charge them for that consultation fee. If they're not an immediate close friend or a supporter of what you're doing, yeah, they got to pay. Sorry. Nobody appreciates free. That's how it has to be. But if you're as smart as you claim to be, then you know how this thing is going to go. Those of us with our eyes on the continent, we have our eyes on the continent for a certain reason. Okay? Be grateful that you have the wherewithal to see what's happening and that you're going to actually be ahead of the cusp if you're smart. If you actually seize those opportunities, you can create generational wealth. You can create the family you've been looking for. You can be a property owner. You can be a farm owner. You can do many things in Africa that you would have struggled or never achieved in the West. And that's because you're going ahead of the crowd. Okay? So don't be emotional because they want you to fail. They want you to fail. Don't be emotional when they sneak this on you. Don't be emotional when they tell you you can't make it. Don't be emotional when they're doubting you or trying to be a distraction or whatever. Okay? It's all part of it. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the process. It's part of being a leader. It's part of being a pioneer. Yes. All the great leaders that in history were never appreciated during their lifetime. They were thought to be seen as eccentric and weird witches. They were thought to be so stupid when they were coming out with new technology, new science, new suggestions, new theories. Okay, because people are very impressionable, especially the mass. Okay, the mass of people, they're so impressionable, they're so, trendy. That's why marketing is like $1 billion business, because companies know that, okay, if we market to these masses, we get a celebrity to dance and sing for them. We offer them a free t-shirt. We make it seem, like this is going to be beneficial. They're going to buy it and they're going to flock to it. Okay. So that's what I have to say today, guys. All right. Being smart, using S&P, our mission statement, is thinking ahead. Okay. It's calculating up the steps that people are going to take and the things that are going to happen. That's what strategy is. Okay. It's forecasting. It's looking at the history. It's looking at the current situation. It's looking at behavioral patterns. It's looking at how people have been and what they do and what they believe and all of that stuff. I'm trying to tell you guys, please succeed in your African plans. Please make it a personal goal of yours to succeed as much as possible. Don't lose. Okay. If you feel like you're not sturdy enough to get out there because you feel like it's a bit premature, then there's a reason why you're getting that gut feeling. Don't go out there. Go out there when you are confident that you can make it, that you're ready to do what it takes to make it. I could have any excuse, just like Afro Millennial Mama. I know she's had some challenges and ups and downs since she moved with her husband to Senegal. Unfortunately, they lost a child. She was, trying for another child and all those kind of things. There's plenty of excuses why you would say, you know what, I can't make it in Africa. I'm just going to head back to the West. But it's a mindset to say, no. And also recalling what was the reasons that you actually decided to make such a drastic move in the first place. What was it? Was it safety for your kids? Was it more freedom? Was it better weather? Was it racism? Was it pan-africanism? Was it business? Those things that actually motivated you enough to make it happen. Go revisit that stuff when you get in the low times, when you're frustrated. And like I made a video the other day, stop being so emotional. You come to Africa, you feel like everybody's targeting you. Well, I'm a Black American and that's why they do this. Well, I'm from Black British. In some cases, yes. In many cases, no. Okay. In many cases, it's a foreign thing. It could be any foreigner that they're actually trying to capitalize. Number two, they're opportunists. They're going to try. They're going to shoot their shot. They're going to give you the higher price. They're going to try to, pull the wool over your eyes. That's human nature. If some of you guys are honest with yourselves, you guys are also opportunists. You guys have also exploited things. You guys have also taken advantage of things to get ahead. I know I have. It is what it is. So that's today's message. Big shout out to African Superstar family. We have a lot of you here, but not a lot of you participating. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the live stream because you guys know I'm really big on crowd participation. I didn't come here to talk to myself. I don't really need this message because I already know. I already know, and I'm already dealing with my own set, and I'm already flexing and flossing on them, and I'm already not giving them the satisfaction of watching me fail. It's because it's the mindset. Okay, the mindset when I left America was I'm going to get out here in this international community and I'm going to make everything come true that I've said. And today, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. You guys need this more than me. Hello. Afro Millennial Mama says 100% it gets hard, but the pioneers pay the price and reap the benefits. That's it. At the end of the day. And a lot of us have never really had the opportunity to be pioneers, establish, businesses and all this stuff. A lot of this is new territory for us. Build houses, like Afro Millennial Mama built an amazing house, and all that stuff. We have not, all of this stuff is foreign to us. We're kind of wading in the water as we go out here and make it happen. But you have to believe in your capabilities to do these things. And I know there's a lot of dumb people out here that are making it happen. So I always get inspired by the fact if a dumb person can do something, if a dumb person can make it happen, if a dumb person can come to Africa and, have an impact, I know I can. And that's the conversation I have with myself regularly as I compel myself to action. Sometimes I feel like I don't know which direction to take, and there's no resources for me to call upon someone and say, hey, what do you think I should do? How do you think I should fix this? How do you think I literally have to figure it out myself. But when I get into those, positions and I feel like I'm a little overwhelmed, I remind myself, yo, Gina, you can do this. You're smart. There's a lot of dumb people that are doing actually more than you. So you should be able to do something. And that's why I said earlier in this live stream, if you count yourself to be an intelligent person, then you should have the expectation of yourself that you can perform. And now you can perpetually perform, and now you can win, and you can be successful. Okay? So big shout outs to the African Superstar family. Special shout outs to those of you guys that rocked with me in the chat room. Marine Sam, Afro Millennial Mama, Alex, big shout outs to you. Fitzroy, I appreciate you guys. Yes. So we literally have 4 people in the chat room out of 26 viewers. Woo! You see how the spectators, I guess, because I was just in Miami, so they want to see what I'm doing. Well, I'm back in my car now. No more palm trees. We out here. So big shout out to the African Superstar family. I hope you guys have a lovely day. If you catch the playback, please leave some comments in the box below. Again, we have an upcoming tour in Ghana. You want to come and have a welcome concert with the one and only African Superstar, tour the country with Mr. Taya Uhuru and I. All-inclusive tour trip, $4,000, including your airfare, hotel, transportation, meals, professional photo shoot, attractions. Go ahead and head over to www.tayeahuru.com. This is your opportunity to come and visit Ghana with the one and only African Superstar. If you don't know anything about Africa, I can tell you, there's no better person to tour Ghana with than me and Mr. Taya Uhuru. So, yes, shameless plug. And make sure you guys add my tracks to your playlist. I gotta say, hello. I'll be releasing a new project momentarily. So if you want more information about that, make sure you get on our fan club list at bandcamp.com. You can go to BANDCAMP, type in the African Superstar, and then you will be able to follow us. And whenever new music and things like that get released, you will be the first to know and have access to that information. So big shout out to the African Superstar family. I appreciate those of you that were here, present, and active on code. Much love to you. Big shout outs to everybody watching. All right. There goes Forrest Herbal Medicine Diaries. I see you. Again, make sure you subscribe if you love this content. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.